Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today we're going to be taking a look at... I've considered this a Gauntlet deck, but you could play this in Throne, and we're actually going to play it in Throne anyway, so I should probably change that. But it is just what I was using to slay the Gauntlet, because the Gauntlet was just letting me play it out after I'd already, definitely won. So this is a bit of a concept for Throne, but I want to try out just, overloading the amount of attachments that we've got in an attempt to go over any cats, because cat existing is perhaps reducing the amount of mass relic removal that a lot of decks would be playing, but these relics are incredibly key. So of course we've got Vault of Praxis, which is great in our deck because a lot of the time this is just going to mean that every turn we're just going to be drawing multiple cards, because we've got a lot of token producers or things that would put multiple bodies into play. So even looking at Gentle Grazer is very likely that we could play Gentle Grazer and hit a unit, and then we're able to go off from there. So this also says in a turn and not in your turn. So Gentle Grazer's got ambush. So maybe we draw a card on the opponent's turn. That seems good. So we are playing the minimum amount of power, a little bit of a power ramp, not as many as I would normally play in a token deck. But I feel like we can, churn through our deck and just keep hitting our power drops. So you might be able to hear Storm Dennis outside. I do have double glazing in the office, but for some reason I can still hear it, so it must be really wild. So the interesting thing that we're doing here is we're not playing any of the ramp merchants, we're just playing spells. And I like Crack the Earth as it's an instant spell that is potentially, it's like a free end of turn, which is pretty aggressive because we do have the Xenan Obelisk. But it's going to get us some really powerful market spells. So Ark of Sol, of course, whenever you hit play for colours, you get to play this for free. So we're not able to actually get this with Crack the Earth, but Crack the Earth is able to get one of the other cards and then hit our opponent and be able to play this, as well as we do have Cultist in Kato, the Arena Herald over here. Don't believe we have any others, but that is probably enough for now. So we've got Arcanum on it, which is a buff to the entire team, but also if you fetch this after Grodov's Burden, you could be able to just load this up with exalted weapons. And how are we going to do that? Well, our little friend, the cute little Kindling Carver, is able to sacrifice units, and this gets really good when you've got a card like Etched in play, because, well, not Etched, but Grodov's Burden, because you're able to sacrifice exalted units and put the relics, well, the weapons, onto something else. It's worth noting that we do have 3 units which are not going to have exalted, which is the Giants and the Totemites that Kato makes, as well as the Crack the Earth Cultists, which are... They're not mono factions, so they don't get it, but you can still put the weapons on them if you want to, but you might lose value, whereas if you put it on something else, you're just going to keep bouncing that weapon around and just keep progressively making bigger threats. And of course, the Exalted ability works really nicely with anything like the Waystone Fragment and the Xenan Obelisk, which would make your team a little bit bigger, so that weapon, your 1/1 Grenadin, is going to become a 3/3, so it passes on a 3/3 weapon rather than a 1/1, which is just really nice. Etched Monolith as well, we have grabbed that. It's a little bit of life gain, which we don't really need, but it is going to give units charge, which can be really scary, because once we've loaded up with things like Xenan Obelisks and Waystone Fragments, it means that we could just get into a position where we're just OTK our opponent, because we're just play a simple line, we're just cool, attacking you for 50, and now what? Probably just dead off that. So we're going to take this onto the ladder. I am probably only going to play 3 games of it, because I do want to get another video in today. So off we go. Okay, so here we have it, and I do kind of like this as a hand. There's not too much I just want to get from the market. I might just play out naked just to be able to get the Ark of Sol. It's not it's not the best value, just a 1 cost over 2 turns, well, 2 cost over 2 turns to be able to do this. Ooh, we can sacrifice the Amber Coin. That seems nice. So our opponent's probably not got much in the way of anything to be doing here. Yeah, just naked Amber Coin. Is this our deck? It's probably some sort of sacrifice deck, and they're just playing that. So what would we like from our market? And I don't think there's anything we want yet, so I really do like Grodov's Burden, but I don't think we want to be doing that yet. I'm just going to skip on this. Just play this as a 1/1 that's able to do some things and stuff. Oh, we could get an issue at the sands. That seems good. So I'm going to sacrifice this. I do want to get Fire Source. We could have sacrificed the Totemite, but I do want to... So we couldn't, because I wouldn't have had enough power. We could play the Wisp. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play the Initiate and we'll get the Wisp next turn. So I guess it's possible, like, given our opponent's style of deck, maybe they don't have anything that... Oh, even-handed Golem. Okay, maybe they do. Okay, so let us Temple Scribe here. Might draw a different power, and I am going to play another Temple Scribe. Okay, well, I guess we'll just play this for not much in the way of value, but trade in like an Initiate to get a random 1-1 just doesn't seem worth it realistically. Perhaps should play that like turn before. Our units get better with... Oops, I didn't mean to single block there. I was thinking, do we double block? And then I was like, no, I don't block at all. So we'll just throw away a unit for no reason, which is kind of bad because we do have a Waystone Fragment. So I guess we're just going to play Vault of Praxis, and then we will double play this. Let's get our card back this way. Okay, so General Grazer is great because we get to play this on the opponent's turn. Potentially we get like a second unit in play from it, and that lets us draw another card. So our opponent could very well be playing Cat, and maybe they play Cat and eat out Vault. But I'm kind of fine with that. Okay, so our opponent's playing Xenan Obelisk of their own. I guess we'll just like not take 4 there. Just kind of staying alive seems like, you know, kind of a nice strategy. So we can actually just draw cards on both of our turns, which seems pretty nice. So we do this, draws us an additional card. We'll just play the banner out. Guess we'll get the business for one. You know, let them know who's boss, just in case they forgot. And then when our opponent goes to attack, I'll just play General Grazer. Just see what happens from there. We get to draw a card. Maybe a cat happens, but I don't think that it's able to stop our card draw. So let's see what we're getting here. So another Kato. Seems good. So just draw another card. Just absolutely going off. So I'm going to block like this. I'm fine taking the 3. Like, not too fussed there. Sadly, we don't get to draw another card there. Is our opponent playing Mono Time? Like, I guess we find out now if they play like a Spell Shaper or something. Okay, tell his favorite that feels like a Mono Time. A Mono Time kind of deck. So let's just do this. I'm not going to play the Fragments yet. I do want to get a good amount of value off them. Okay, so Praxis Insignia. So draw an additional card there. And I guess we could just play the first one out and just not draw multiple cards off it. That seems fine. I guess we could have also just like paid the 6 to do this turn maybe, but yeah, I kind of like this. This seems like a good position to be in. So also all these pumps are kind of fine with the shades because I don't have much power, of course, but it lets them stay around for a little bit longer. Then of course next turn our little dudes come off suspend, so this could be a good turn for us. Because we get to attack in, and then it's going to be pretty difficult for like a Mono Time deck to be able to deal with these. Like, and this is going to be kind of like a 2-for-1 anyway. Like, it's already drawn us an additional card, and okay, so what are they blowing up? Just the card draw. Seems fine. So we'll hang fire on these. I'm just not going to attack with them, and we will. We'll just do this. Gains us a bunch of lives. That seems like a fine spot. And then we'll just activate this next turn and see what we get from it. I think I'm at the point now where I would like to find something to get Grodov's Burden out. Okay, so opponent's going off with multiple of these, I guess. Let's just activate this. Yeah, pay 6. Okay, Carver's great because now we get to start going through our deck and let's get to start drawing some cards. Okay, well, power's as good as anything else. Not the most ideal, but I feel like we're in a good defensive setup here to be able to start churning through our opponent's board. They could be playing like a Grodov Stranger or something, which would be pretty good, but I guess it'd only get like 1 attack out unless they were also giving it killer, which is something that they can do on 8. Okay, so let's just start trading off. Our opponent's got a better Obelisk setup than us, so trading off like units seems pretty okay there. trade for the big boys. Don't really want to get them to use this again. So if we trade like this, then we get to do this. And anything else that needs blocking, yeah, I guess we can do this as well. So see what we've all blocked. Okay, so that seems fine. Take a little bit of damage, but that's kind of okay, really. We get to clean up a bunch of our opponent's board. Get to keep some things in play, and we get to start kindling away something from this, as well as being able to make a giant now. Okay, Nash is pretty scary because they are going to get to make the Aranhas now, which are kind of spooky, realistically. Not the best for us. So, let's just sacrifice this. Okay, Crack the Earth is great here, because now I can play this. Do need to play it now, sadly. Don't get to play it at fast speed, but we also get to get a Grodov's Burden here. So what I'm actually going to do, though, is I think I'm just going to play Xenan Obelisk. Sacrifice this just to play the 8/8. Not really got any good attacks, sadly. Guess we'll play Infestation again. And then when our opponent goes to kill her with this, I think I'm just going to throw out the Genital Grazer. Yep. So this plays a Crack the Earth, sadly. There's nothing we want to exchange, because the Grodov's Burden is just real good. Especially with our strategy of what we're going to be doing next. Where we are hopefully just going to be loading up the Exalted on some of our units. So let us eat the... to actually have many in the way of modification cards. So we'll eat this. Oh, never mind. I didn't actually place the Grodov's Burden down. Well, let us bury the past. As we completely forget that we just made that play. So, you know, mistakes happen. You get a little bit excited on your camera. So, do we care about a relic or them getting a killer return? I probably care about them getting a killer return. So, now we'll just play this out naked. I'm kind of fine with that. It's kind of a shame to waste, like, going to the market, but I don't think we've got any left to be able to fetch any. And Arcanum Monitor is kind of good. Actually, Arcanum Monitor could just be a path to victory here. Yeah, we fetch Arcanum, and then next time we'll be able to just shove, like, some exalted units, well, some exalted weapons onto it. Yeah, that seems like a fine strategy. I was getting a lot of value here. Like, oh, they've given up. I guess Grodov's Burden is too great to bear. Okay, so here we are on the play again. Never Not Lucky, and this hand seems pretty good. And we're going to be able to make a lot of tokens. So I do like this. We don't have anything that makes our tokens like big, but we've got an extra amount of spare bodies, so hopefully we can find something with the Carver here. And yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about these Totemites. Like, I can understand why they are not Grenadins, because something like Kindling Carver in Grenadins would be a bit much realistically. But it's Ambercoin, and I guess we Kindling Carver. Like, if we have to discard something, that's fine. Okay, so Crack the Earth, that's gas. Okay, so let's Crack the Earth. And we're getting some sort of fell nonsense, so let's grab Grodov's Burden. I'm assuming that opponent's not playing Lightning Storm to be able to pick all this off now. Might be playing Mail or something like that. I think Mail is what I mastered with this month. Oh, they're playing Reanimator. Ruh-roh. So this is potentially kind of bad for us. Guess we just attack in here. Obviously we're not attacking with the little dude. And if our opponent's got the heads up plate, they block the cultist. But we sacrifice a Grenadin here. So there isn't actually anything we can do about them if they're able to go off. So let's just try and kill them very quickly. And we'll fetch Fire Sigil. Just because we do have effects in the deck that do care about us having an excess of fire influence, because we do have the Granite Waystone. So I'm not very confident about winning this matchup, because we're an uninteractive deck, and this is also an uninteractive deck with a bunch of interactive plays that they can make. So they can play Black Sky Harbinger, and they've got some decent removals as well. So let's actually eat this Grenadin, because I want to be attacking for 2 if we don't hit. Cool, so this seems good to me. Play Infestation, and then we can play the Obelisk, give them the business, and hopefully we're able to get somewhere. So I'm not sure if we're playing Grodov's Burden next turn. Mostly because we don't have things in play to be able to sacrifice here, because we do need to get like some big threats in play. Our opponent has an Azendel but no Vara yet. So let's play a assembly line. Starting these Grenadins, just see if we can find something like another Anthem would be really good for us. Okay, so I didn't find one. Let's just attack. Kind of happy for trades. Against shadow units, that's kind of fine, because they can't get them back anyway. So next turn we get to play Grodov's Burden, and well, we are discarding something, and I guess Waystone Fragment. Okay, so it mills us for 4, which is kind of sad because there's some cards I like there. Okay, so they'll just bring back Azendel. Yeah, that seems kind of okay. Let's play our Burden and just start making things big. Let's put weapons around. Okay, here we go. So we've got blocks for pretty much everything. We are going to take damage here, which is not great. So our opponent gets to draw cards from our deck. But fortunately, we're playing a tokens deck, so you know the cards might not be great for them. We've got no way to deal with this. But fortunately, we've also not got any interactions. Our opponent hopefully won't be able to interact with us, which is kind of fine. I'm kind of... Okay, so they've not hit... Oh, they have hit another fellow Ark. That is something else. So I guess we just discard the Acolyte, because we can get a little bit of value off their Gentle Grazer. Okay, well, we just sacrifice that. I'd probably have Permafrosted here. Uh-oh. I was playing one of the 1/1s. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Well, let us eat this. Just like crack our opponent for 6. Okay, well, we can play this actually. That seems good. Yeah, let's play an 8/8. We crack them for 8. Yeah, so maybe we can be able to overpower them. It's not super likely. But anything they kill, you know, goes elsewhere, so... Assuming they're just attacking us for 2 and like drawing a million cards a turn, then maybe we can get away with it. Oh no, they're gaining alive. Well, I guess this is fine. They're going to make us like discard the Vault of Praxis. But I think we're doing okay for drawing cards in. We've got 1 Vault in play. So, you know, we should be able to do okay in this instance. I'm obviously just like not incredibly confident though. So let us eat this. Play the weapon, and I guess we play it like kind of wherever. I guess we could just make like a huge deadly unit, but it will just get taken out by this, so that's not incredibly ideal. I guess we can also just do this. We'll gain some lives. Then we'll eat this. Make another large man. And we'll just keep... we don't want to put too many things in the way. We do want to try and make our opponent trade off their board a little bit, just so that we can start getting through. So, unfortunately... Unfortunately, if our opponent like trades here, we don't get to exalt because this is not a monofaction unit. But we are able to start chewing through some of their board, which is kind of good for us. So we get to place units. I guess we'll just place it here so we're able to pass it on again if we really need to. And we've got like enough units to be able to make blocks here. So our opponent can't really attack the Ezendel because we've got great blocks for it. Whoa. Opponent's gaining some lives. And drawing cards. This whole drawing cards thing is getting a bit nonsense. So in terms of cards, I've drawn quite a few of our cards. Okay, so they've discarded a Grasping Shadows, so they've used 2 so far. Okay, so they've used all 3 Grasping Shadows and they've discarded a Merchant. So let's just start eating some things. Let's put the 4/4 on, like, here, I guess. Okay, so this seems good. Play Kato, draws us a card. So we're getting quite an amount of value here. So sadly, the 11/11 is just going to trade with like a Halichi, which is not ideal. As we stated, like, we just don't get the weapon off it, which is kind of sad. So do our big boys just get blocked? Yeah, that's fine. So we've got an exalted weapon to place, so I will place that on here because I do have like a vested interest in sacrificing this anyway. This just makes like more huge boys. Big fan of huge boys. So I think we might just play Gentle Grazer on our turn. Just see what we hit here. Okay, so another Kindling Carver. Okay, so that's nice. So we can actually just sacrifice this. Put the huge boy weapon over here. And then Druid Power. We don't get to play it, sadly. But this boy is huge, so we could just do this next turn. Yeah, get to hold up Gentle Grazer. We're going off. So our opponent, might get to kill us. Because they are attacking us in the air. But we're just going to keep throwing big boys at them. See what happens. They throw a Fellark our way. And then we're just going to discard the Auralian Infestation. So it's not going to be easy to win, but I feel like we potentially could. Okay, so our opponent is going to have a huge turn next turn because they've gone in the market, so they could potentially have... Let's just do this now. Not sure what we could draw. Well, we've got some big boys in play. Opponent gets to draw a card, but we could probably ace base it, to be honest. Nice. Opponent's getting our amber coin. Yeah, it's kind of a fine draw. So we can play... Let's play this. We play a giant. Let's play a big boy weapon. Let's play it here. I don't really feel a need to be Xenan Obelisk in here. And I feel like we've got enough big boys. So sacrificing this doesn't do anything. It's Grenadin drone. We don't get much value, but I just want to make sure that this is big enough to be able to attack. Yes, that was an 8/8. Should be big enough. Okay, cool. So we've got a 3-cost Obelisk, so like a closed beta style. I'm just going to play another Obelisk, and then we're just going to ace base and let our opponent figure out the maths, because we might have done it, we might not have done it. I guess they kind of want the Ezendel to die because of Then next turn, just getting back. I believe they've got a Vara. Yeah. Oh, we did it. Praxis token's like the hero in the matchup. Like, I never thought I'd hear the day. Okay, so we're on the draw. Can't be lucky all the time. And this hand seems kind of fine. But I do want some earlier interaction. So, well, not interaction, but just like earlier plays. Okay, this is perfect. So, because we've got Kindling Carver. And it's not ideally perfect because, you know, we've got like 3 drops. Sacrificing them might not be the best. Uh-oh. Well, we're playing against like an even deck here, so let us play Praxis Insignia. Just do the old strategy of play like a turn 2 Amber Acolyte. Very old-fashioned here, very old-fashioned. Dusk Raider. Okay, that's a very specific type of... I guess it doesn't really matter because once we're at like this amount, it doesn't really matter anymore. That's a very specific type of even deck if they're playing Dusk Raider. That's greedy if you ask me. Too many cards to draw. So, if this is the deadly version, this could be a pain because as well as being able to sweep us up if they get the 2-card combo, which obviously they draw a lot of cards they're able to find, they also do just have Tamaris as a pinger, so this could be Maul. If it's Maul, I feel like that's fine because... Okay, Debit the Sands. Okay, so this is an even deck. So let's start eating stuff, I guess. It's not Maul, so we can just like keep cards in hand. That seems fine. Draw power. Okay, so Arena Herald like for 1. That seems great. And do we just play another one? Yeah, I think we do. Because they're just like... This is just like the 1-2 combo. Just like gives you bodies to eat and eventually able to make 8/8s. So we could see like a Spell Shaper to get rid of Kindling Carver. Generally, Kindling Carver is pretty good Spell Shape because you just get like a random 1-drop. Most 1-drops are not as good as Kindling Carver. And then it's kind of difficult for us to make blocks because it can put on here as a 2/4. Although I guess we just like double block, don't we? So, you know, we've got a good position. This is the last game anyway, so whatever happens, happens here. I'm kind of happy with how we performed so far. Even though the first game, I'm not sure why our opponent scooped. I guess because the burden was just too much to bear, as we were saying before. It's like absolute cringe jokes there. Okay, so I guess we're just going to ramp it up. We do want to be finding something like an Obelisk just to drive us forward a little bit. But, you know, I guess we can just go big, make a bunch of bodies. Can't really attack in yet, which is a problem. They're going to unseal this. I mean, I'd be fine with that. And we are quite a way away from making big Herald. Okay, so this is the cat we want to see. We want to see cat as just like a game free, because that means that our actual relics are just going to stick. Our ideal relic would be Obelisk, but I'd be really happy with the Xenan Arcanum, Xenan Temple, I don't know. The Xenan one that draws you cards when you play more units. Would ideally like to see that one, just so we can keep like churning through our deck, just keep coming up ahead. Oops. Okay, so we can make some blocks there. I kind of like this. I'm just going to put everything. It does give our opponent the choice, but gives us the potential to both play around Equivocate, just like bouncing one of our things, and also gives us the choice to have more things enter the void, so that these get a little bit better. So obviously our opponent is just like an absolute smart and thin lady or gentleman, so they let us keep these because they don't want us to get them in our own turns. Okay, so Royal Decree here. I'm fine. Our hand is awful. I've already used one of them anyway, so I'm kind of fine. But now I know when I draw them because we don't have any Seek Powers in this deck. Also kind of upset that Royal Decree gives you the old art with the new art. Okay, so opponent's decimated away here. All the units are actually Berserk, which is kind of wild, really. Yeah, the combo here is pretty sick. So let's start eating these, because I think we can get up to Giants this turn. So we're at 7. So eating one more gets us to 8. We don't actually get to giant this turn, sadly. Spoke too soon. Ooh. So we can Gentle Grazer. Okay, so we get a Time Sigil. Oh yeah, they put Seek Powers in our deck. Absolutely savages. I guess we just play Waystone Fragment, which is kind of nice. It means this lives for an additional turn. Yeah, let's just get rid of power out of our deck. Yes, it's kind of good. I feel kind of confident now. So that was actually really nice because it means that we are able to sacrifice and get giants this turn. Well, our next turn. So then we should be able to start making like an aggressive sort of inroad. Oh, we're just Maul. This is actually even Maul. Oh. Oh, right, okay. I thought I was just doing the display of dominance thing where they're just like, could have got you. Okay, I see. So unfortunately, well, let's go to the wrap and just explain what was unfortunate. Okay, so there we have it. That was the Praxis tokens. So as I was saying, unfortunately, we were only able to completely finish one of the 3 games, but the other 2 games we got conceded to, so it still counts in terms of your MMR. I do think there's something to this. This was just a concept that I was using because it was a deck that is built primarily to just destroy the gauntlet. Because when I was watching the stream yesterday of the tournament, I just wanted to play something like this where I was just able to play, get a big hand and able to do some absurd things because the AI opponent just never concedes. So I did really like Grodov's Burden. I think Calderan Gunsmith did a lot of work for us. Unfortunately, we're able to not see the Arcanum Monitor in action because we didn't get conceded to. But I think that this is a really nice win condition when we are already out with Grodov's Burden, so maybe it's an argument for like another merchant here. Just got more access to this, but I think I was kind of happy with this, just the way that we're able to be a little bit grindy because we're able to draw cards, and the token producer that we've got that plays 2 things, which is already good with our obelisks in the late game because our tokens all count as actual things when they go to the void. It's just able to just like make a 2/1 and an 8/8. Like however big they may be with the current buffs we've got, sacrifice it to draw a card, and then make another 8/8, and we're just really happy with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's great to be back, and I'll see you around.